In today's match, we have my last alliance taking on Charles's The Black Gate Opens. It's a 600-point game, and the scenario is Contest of Champions, which is all about leaders getting as many kills as they can. And the game will end once one army hits 25%.
This is a really interesting matchup for these two kinds of armies because both of them are going to have really big heroes as their leaders. I just hope, they don't smash into each other and one of them dies immediately, but we'll see what happens.
Both armies start so close together, and both of the leaders start so close together, so we'll have to see.
All right, let's get into it. It's rematch time against Charles. Today I'm taking the last alliance in Contest of Champions. Most of the time having Elendil as my champion is an instant win, but he has a supercharged troll, so it's going to be tough.
Wow, Contest of Champions, I think this is going to be a great matchup. I have the Troll Chieftain with all of the buffs that come with a Black Gate Opens Legendary Legion, but on the other hand, I'm facing basically the greatest human warrior who's ever lived, Elendil. So I don't know how this is going to play out. I have the numbers, so hopefully I'll be able to swarm the elves, but we'll have to see.
Oh yes, okay, so I was right, Elendil, classic. Ooh. He hits very hard, and those free heroic combats in a scenario like this where troop kills matter is going to be very good. Low model count though, interesting.
So it's going to be Elendil against a massive souped up Troll Chieftain.
I was kind of hoping that the Mordor build was going to go for 2 chieftains, but it's understandable. That's pretty niche.
I always like this one drop because you can see a lot more of your enemy forces on the board before you get to place the rest of your army.
Yeah, nice to have a cavalry model in reserve, so no matter what happens in the first turn, you'll at least be able to get a countercharge off.
We see the orcs deploying a little bit more spread out. Makes sense. They have a higher model count.
In this matchup, whoever gets that first turn priority or the wins the heroic move off, it's going to make a big difference.
Goes to evil.
It's interesting that there wasn't a heroic move off called, but I guess Elendil was not in range to be charged by the big chief, so he doesn't mind if he can just heroic combat off of whatever orc charged into him and then go do his thing.
Yeah, you can see Elendil getting tagged there though by an orc and a support. Here goes Melthasaron, cheeky transfix on the Numenor captain. Generally, Numenorians are good at resisting magic, but not this time, unfortunately.
The refused flank on the good side, the way it's set up now, is actually pretty good. So even though they did lose the priority, now they will get a chance to dictate some fights and how that goes. Maybe set up some real combats.
Still getting some shots off, though. I guess not all the orcs were in combat.
But not doing anything. It's tough.
Okay, this is an important phase.
We're going to be seeing a lot of heroic combats from Elendil. He's got a free one every turn.
So that's interesting that he did that, but it doesn't look like the Troll Chieftain countercalled or anything like that. I guess he'd be content just to try and get 2 kills this turn.
I think maybe the troll just wants to save his might.
Elendil does flop on his second combat, though. Leader kills are still at 1-1.
Oh man, that's actually pretty big, because if he could get up 3-1 in after the first turn, that's a pretty good lead. We're sure the troll is eyeing up a hurl there.
Look how close they are, just 2 inches apart. Flashbacks of Aragorn and Troll Chieftain at the Black Gate.
A few thousand years too soon for that sword.
So second turn goes to evil again. I think now good side is pressured to making the heroic move, which makes sense.
Yeah, they really need to fill that gap on the right-hand side there and make sure that their captain can at least try and get the charge off. Hopefully he'll be able to resist the spells this turn if he does get cast on again.
Looks like the troll is charging at an angle and trying to line up a hurl, but at the same time he's moving into the woodland, which is always a dangerous move. You know, he might be stuck the following turn.
Elendil still gets the free heroic combats, right? So he will be able to heroic combat and get out of there, unless the troll also tries one.
Well, we do see that going off right now.
Which I don't know if that's the best use of might, but it's very interesting.
Roll off goes to good, so maybe Elendil can get out, and he gets a 3 high.
Oh no!
Is it worth burning all his might to get up to 6?
Honestly, maybe. Because he can reposition and maybe get another kill and possibly, swing around to the far side of the battle line. If he's away from the troll chieftain, and just keeps getting those free hurl combats off, it might be impossible for the chieftain to catch up to him.
I think he did get out of the hurl range, so.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
So the troll didn't end up going for the hurl there, but okay. I don't know if it was worth the 3 might to keep that horse.
Okay. Foot Elendil still has a free hero combats. You're a little bit handicapped, but I don't know. He still could have done a lot of damage.
I'm just thinking, I guess, about trying to get that lead and then keep a lead going. Because the good side is running dangerously low on might right now. I think there's only 1 left on the captain and 1 left on Aristor, and I don't think either of them are in range. Oh, maybe Aristor is in range of a heroic move for Elendil, but still.
Oh, man, good. Wins 3 in a row.
A break.
You hinted at the fact that good side has a lot less might now, so the no heroic actions is really rough here, but it makes sense.
The numbers disparity is looking better for good right now, right? They've only lost 5 models, but the Blackgate has lost 13. So if that keeps up, I think Evil might be in a bit of trouble.
Oh, you see that? Troll setting up a second hurl there.
Yeah, same stare off as last turn. Combats from Elendil can allow him to reposition. So we'll see if that actually works this turn.
But Elendil loses his horse from force anyway.
From the orc.
Oh my gosh, wow. Well, he just cannot catch a break. And then the troll still opts for the hurl. Interesting.
That's salt on the wound there. He loses the horse, but he's standing, but then he's knocked to the ground right after.
I mean, that's an interesting move by the troll, though, because he's not guaranteed to kill the guy that he hurls, right?
Yes, and hurls don't even count towards his objective kills either.
I think it's a fair trade, giving up that kill, but then neutralizing Elendil.
I guess provided next turn you win the heroic move off or the priority, and you can pin him on the ground, then yes.
Wow. So that is a very interesting game so far. So we have good side, Elendil leading on the hero kills, but, good side is out of might, and that is huge.
Yeah. Wait, I thought Aristor still had 1 might left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with Elendil being on the ground there, and the troll still has 1 point of might left. So if Evil gets the priority again on this turn, they can really set things up. Like, it might not be a terrible idea for them to throw, like, they can either throw the chieftain into Elendil and not risk anything, or, like, try the strike up and see if they can try and kill Elendil. Or they can just pin Elendil knowing he can't get any kills this turn, and then have the troll go and pick off another dude or 2 dudes.
Elendil's prone right now, so if Elendil's pinned, even if he wins that fight, he can stand up, but he can't strike blows. That's another turn of not killing anything. So either he has to fight the troll without might to strike up, or he's on the ground. There are multiple bad outcomes for him. So I think it could go either way, but next turn's very important for good side to win priority.
Yeah, I think good side just needs to break Evil as soon as possible, rack up the kills on Elendil. Evil side just needs to win priority and keep Elendil pinned. All right, good finally wins one.
Yeah, I love to see it when things don't go all Evil's way.
And then you see Evil immediately calling a heroic move.
And this might be the last point of might on the good side?
Just like we talked about, Elendil's still on the ground.
Looks like the troll can't reach him, though, so at least he has another turn minimum before he has to fight the troll.
The troll's set up, though, for any number of things with his monstrous attacks. Oh, he gets pushed back! Well, it's bound to happen. I mean, I guess that evens out for Elendil's 1 flubbing. Well, twice, I guess, actually. No, not really yet.
These heroes, huh?
it's a very good break for the good side. You know, depending on how the rest of these fights go, I guess they're kind of, you know, it's not in a bad spot.
These are supposed to be the most legendary of heroes. It's not looking like that this game.
Evil is at 50% though, so one more death and they are going to be broken. And good doesn't look like good is quite there yet, but they also are getting close to breaking.
Ooh, good wins priority again, but evil just heroic moves right after, and good can't do anything about it.
Pretty sure that good can break evil this turn, and that does give them some VPs.
There's a nice little triple pointer up there in the corner with the Rivendell Knight there, so that should hopefully be the one that guarantees the kill. Ah, look, Elendil did something. Good job, buddy.
Where is he gonna go?
Maybe trying to get out of that potential hurl? Yeah, it looks like it. Did Elendil just lose another fight?
Yeah.
Oh my god. The banner was there too. Ooh. Oh jeez.
The difference in kills has not really changed. Good side was hoping to get ahead with the free hero combats, but it seems like Evil's always been just behind.
It's very interesting that the Troll Chief opted to run across the board away from Elendil, hoping to get some kills elsewhere.
But it looks like he's gone into the captain, which is an interesting move, because, you know, the captain still only counts as one.
Although he can regain a point of might if he kills the captain. It's a contest of champions rule.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, Elendil. And he loses again.
Is that 4 fights that he's lost now?
Is this the Rings of Power, Elendil?
Yeah, he's not powered up yet. Now is a turn for the big chiefy to maybe tie or pass.
Oh!
2 wounds. Oh my goodness. Oh.
No, he spent the might to pass the fate.
Yeah, so I think Charles burnt the might here, thinking that it was leader points, but it needs to be the enemy leader that does the wounding to score points here. But that was a crazy fight by the captain to do double wounds against the Troll Chief.
Evil's now broken.
And then Meltzarn has to blow a might to pass the courage test. Oh.
Okay, Evil's finally out of might though.
And the Orc captain flees.
Considering the numbers when the game started, good is actually looking pretty solid right now. There's still a lot of things that Evil can play for though.
And they're still not broken, actually.
And Elendil kills.
Oh yeah, that was a big one. Finally managed to get that golden hero combat off. I think that might have cinched the game, but we'll have to see what happens with the captain. Oh my gosh, the freaking Numenor captain's on a rampage.
So we see the Troll Chieftain barging and then killing.
He's still only got 1 kill that turn though. It's big that Elendil's 3 ahead now. Yeah, oh yeah, especially with good winning that priority. That's, yeah. Good side is broken now, but
This is pretty much the final turn because Evil's down to a quarter.
Not quite a quarter just yet, but very likely by the end of this turn.
To tie, Troll Chieftain will have to kill 3 and prevent Elendil from killing.
I don't even know. He's fighting Aristor now, so it's not even does not seem very likely.
Ah, there you go.
And there's Elendil, gets another one. Last
And then
one.
loses against an Orc.
But right now, he got the one he needed to get double, so I'm not sure there's much Evil side can do here.
It looks like
Oh,
they're at
nice.
25%.
Wow. Interesting.
Troll Chieftain took a wound at the end anyway.
But it wasn't against the leader. So let's see what the post-game score is.
That was a close one. I thought that I had the last alliance in a bag there. Elendil is just so hard to stop. Even with my monster attacks and hurling him and knocking him to the ground, it's at the end of the day, he's still just a lethal hero. He was able to catch up in kills in just a couple turns. Really well played by Richard, and if I had gone maybe 1 or 2 more turns of combats my way, I think I could have beaten the men and elves.
Have you guys seen Elendil flop so many combats? I genuinely thought I would lose that one, and I was surprised at the end seeing that he killed 10 models. I did not expect that. Very, very close game, and it really came down to the wire on that one. Good game.